I've been somewhere with an actor. The person serving them didn't recognize them. And they were like,
feel offended.
He had been there once. Unikumbuki? Ujaniona hata mahali? And I'm thinking, apana, relax. Si lazima tujulikane. Si lazima, you know, because I believe hii kazi tunafanya ni kazi tu kama kitu ingine.
What's up and welcome to Artsin, a show where we sit down with amazing people in the film industry. And finally, we are in season 2, guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the channel. And today we have Mwaura Bilal, who is an actor and a script writer. But here I'm ataka kujintroduce. Anasema yeye ni actor's minder.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
An actor's minder is like an actor's guide. You'll go on some sets, you find an acting coach. You may find an acting coach. You may find someone to work with the actors. Sasa mimi yo jina coach inaka a bit heavy.
Very serious.
Serious sana. And also because kwa industry mimi najua tu coach mmoja na anaitwa Carol Odongo. Yeah, so an actor's minder basically helps the actors. Is like a bridge. Helps the actors to fully understand the script if there are places they haven't. Yeah. But of course, in collaboration with the director, because the director's vision has to be seen in everything. So an actor's minder helps the actor to get into character and most importantly, to maintain that vibe during shoot. Because there is so much happening around you when you're shooting that kuna vitu zingine zinaweza sleep through no fault of your own. Yeah. So an actor's minder yuko hapo kumake sure energy yake inakaa imedrop kwa nini? Is it because you konja? Is it because kuna kitu inamsumbua kwa akili? Do they need a hug? Do they need to run around and release something?
So you have to do a lot actually to be an actor's minder.
Yes.
Because your work is to make it easy for the director and for the actor. The watu wasiclash.
That's what's up. Exactly.
Before we start, I would like to give you your flowers while you're alive. And by that, big up to Uradi, 40 Sticks, currently on Netflix, Grand Little Lie, and other top production. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, everyone can take goosebumps. Flowers, bouquets.
So at what age did you realize you wanted to be an actor?
And I realized I wanted to be an actor.
Yes.
I will not lie to you. I have a specific time. There's a specific time because all my upbringing and education did not prepare me for this. Even when I discovered that I had a talent in performing arts, for me it was a hobby, you know, growing up, primary school. And then when I got to high school, nikienda form 1 mimi nilikuwa sure naenda kuwa neurosurgeon. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon and I went to form 1, you know.
Complex course. Why neurosurgeon specifically?
My primary school teacher, English teacher and class teacher from class something to class 8, Mrs. Gashahe. She really molded me. One, she encouraged me to perform. And then on the other side, she really told me, you are destined to be the next Ben Carson.
Na hizo books za Ben Carson zilikuwa
so ultimate. You hear that and this is someone who really believes in you and you do your research on neurosurgery and you're like, hapa, okay, yes. Nikaenda form 1. Nikapatana na sciences na humanities and then I just found myself gravitating towards the humanities so naturally and easily. So by form 2, in form 1 I started writing. Writing for interhouse drama and music. By the time I'm getting to form 2, I'm writing poetry that I thought was really good. I am reading Ngoge, I am reading Meja Mwangi, I am reading Mobani Likimani, and I am thinking, I want to tell stories for life. I want to tell stories for a living. I didn't know through what medium. At first, I thought I would go and study literature and become a novelist like Ngogi or Meja Mwangi. But in Form 4, when we performed at the National Drama Festivals and won.
Ulikubaliwa perform Form 4? Walikuwa nakatanga Form 4 wasiingie drama.
Si shule yetu ilikuwa iko sawa. Ilikuwa tuko sawa because there was...
mwisho.
Mbona? Watu wasome mwaka mwisho.
Watu wasome, watu wapite mtihani.
But our school them... So after that, I was like, I really want to do this drama thing. At the time you're still thinking it as drama. And when we won in 2006, we decided, hey, it's something that had been started in the previous year. We perform when the festivals are over, then we look for a space and present to the public. In 2005, we performed at the on Ngong Road, meteorological something.
They like that.
They have a hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so... But I remember the attendance was just, we are in high school, so you've just invited your friends, your family.
So close people who knew you guys.
In 2006, we decided, you guys, this is the winning play in the country. We are not taking it to Met, Amasiju to what? We are going to the Kenya National Theatre. Yeah? Okay, so and it was, I almost missed that show because I had had an injury. Nilikuwa nimechomeka mguu. Tulikuwa tumeenda trip ya Lake Bogoria.
Ukaingia kwa hiyo maji.
Yeah, mazee hiyo maji moto mazee ili. So I actually performed with a bandage, which is ill-advised because it was it
was a ban.
It was a ban, not a cut, you know. But I had to perform. My leg was looking ugly. Ilikuwa imeanza kwa hiyo color flani. Yellow,
reddish. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, but I was like, so they're like, let's get you an understudy. I'm like, understudy for who, for why? See, I can smama.
Yeah.
45 minutes peke ndio mnanioria. No, don't worry. So we got to perform that. And then after the performance, I'm backstage changing. One of my boys comes, hey, there's a lady, she wants to talk to you. A lady. Okay. So I go meet this lady. She introduces herself as Veronica Mwaura. So Ronnie was like, I like what I see. I'm a producer and director. I do set books. Here's my number. Call me when you're done with your KCSE.
Damn.
I'm like, damn.
Those may open to even.
Man.
Destiny.
Okay. So when we went home for the holidays, I told my sister about it. Hey, I met this person, and we shelved the whole thing. So I did my KCSE, and then 3 days after my exam, niko tu nyumbani nimechill nimengedhia. My sister is like, wait.
You don't remember?
The number, have you called? Is how? This is what you want to do, right? Call. So I call usiku. I called Ronnie and she's like, wow, perfect timing. Kesho Nairobi Cinema saa 2 auditions. Aha. So I go for the auditions. Auditions ilikuwa niliaudition na Kifo Kisimani. I did that book in high school, but the beauty about it was even before it was confirmed as a school set text, I had already nilikuwa nishainunua nikimaliza form 1. I had read it. So even by the time we are starting to kuchambua shule for exam purposes, I had it already. And then now unaniambia this is what you're auditioning with.
Ulikuwa marking scheme hapo hivi.
So we started traveling theater, blah blah blah. So now after that, but before even that traveling theater, in Form 4 I attended a show at the Phoenix. And how did I know about this show? Nilikuwa shule library. Me, funny enough, Form 4 guys are reading sijui physics about, sijui what chemistry, sijui what biology. Mi niko library, yes, nasoma, but nasoma African culture, nasoma African history, nasoma akina Mugoni Likimani. So sorry. Ninafanya hii kitu mbaya. You know, and reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
So siku moja nasoma gazeti, I see this bold and bearded man. I'm like, this looks interesting. So I read the article because the guy is interesting. And I find out he's a writer, director, actor. Kajetan boy. Amesoma, in the paper it says he studied agricultural technology or something at Jacko, but now he's an artist.
He's an artist.
Like, I see the dates. Your show to midterm your time. I'm like, yes.
I must watch.
At the time, student rate at the Phoenix ilikuwa so tatu uko high school uko na pesa.
Yes.
So tatu ilikuwa.
Uko under parents' bank account. Hakuna stress.
I even need to tell them, I need a GF or something. If they are able, they give.
Yes.
So I go for the show. Dead Talk. Guy boyo. I'm sitting there. It was the third public show I was watching. But this was just different. One, it was Kenyan. It was written by a Kenyan. Two, the performances
are all Kenyans.
And there is where I watched Andrew Mudhure for the first time. Me drew kitu walifanya. I remember sitting in that auditorium and thinking, what this guy has made me feel. Me, I want people to feel it. I didn't know how or what. But I just felt energy kingine. You know, you're there. Yani ile ukweli uko hivi.
Uko tense.
And man,
follow
and then
sana.
when the play comes to a lull, performance ni hivi, you realize uko hivi uko za. Kulikuwa ni watch. But maybe everyone around you or most people around you are like that. And so when now I started traveling and started performing and getting that joy of being on stage and, you know, just full release, I was like, this is it. This is it for me.
And that is how your journey started.
Yes.
Now, we've talked about your primary school teacher who encouraged you to be a neurosurgeon and then took a touch on high school. Yeah. I know people will want to know.
Which school?
Where did you grow up?
Okay.
Wewe ni msewa Nairobi, Ocha kama mimi, wapi?
Mimi ni msewa kukam. Nairobi ni kukam tumekam. Born and bred in Muranga. Muranga County, around Muranga Town. Inaitwa sahi ni ward. Ama za MCA bado ni ward. Ama ni nini?
Constituency.
After constituency. Inaitwa Milimani, hiyo ward.
I think ni ward.
Constituency, Kiharo. Muranga County. Born and bred. Yeah.
So primary school ilikuwa bado Muranga?
Primary school nilisomea Muranga. I went to 2 primary schools, but moja ilikuwa 2 term moja. An experiment with boarding school, and for me it was like kama ni boarding afadhali niache shule. You know, I was like one time. So I went to Viduramji primary school. Viduramji nursery and then primary school. If things had gone funny, maybe ningeenda tu hapo chini Viduramji secondary because hizo shule zilikuwa zimepangana hivi. Nursery, primary, secondary pale chini. High school nilisomea Kikuyu. Sijika niseme ni wapi nilisomea.
Sema tu. Students yes, shule needs to be proud.
High school nilienda Kikuyu. Shule fulani hapo inaitwa Bush Alliance High School.
Msomi. Saying it humble. Muangalie.
Out here people say guys from Alliance always
announcing.
Tuli
expect ukue neurosurgeon kienda Alliance.
Kila mtu ali expect nitakuwa hizo normal. Even it was a challenge when selecting courses to do at the university.
What did you get in Alliance?
I got a B+. Granted, sikusoma vile inafaa kusoma. Sima kwa mimi.
Wewe ulikuwa
library. Mimi nilikuwa library nasoma Muthoni Likimani na African history. But for me, it's because I got to Form 3 and realized mazee system jo. Mbona haini encourage kufuata ile kitu nataka fulani.
So while choosing courses, what did you choose?
First, I wanted to choose drama at Moi and literature at UON. But mimi niliambiwa angalia shule huko. You know, this is the nani teacher now, guidance and counseling / career teacher. She's like, coming from this school, no, we don't
Hizo-
do
hizo
this.
sio courses
Hizo
za
ni course
kuchoose.
gani za kuchoose ati number 1 and number 2? Nope. So me, because now you're expected to choose medicine, law, architecture, hizo then there were emerging courses in IT and what, BBIT, hizo telecommunications and what. I'm like, my heart is in the performing arts, you know. And throughout my high school, not even one person encouraged us to follow a career in the arts, you know. And I kept
Which is a
wondering,
big mistake.
It's a big mistake. Because I kept wondering, don't the arts need intelligent people? Don't the arts
Definitely,
need,
they
you know?
do. To
And then I
streamline
come
the
out
industry,
here-
you need to be intelligent.
Exactly. And I come out here in the industry and I meet such intelligent people. And I'm like, I wish I had gone to the schools they had gone, because they were clearly encouraged to follow whatever it is that they want to. But I do understand the system. I do understand the stratification that happened throughout our history. And there are expectations. There are expectations when you go to a certain school. There are expectations which for me is really, why, you know?
Yeah.
For me, because it's not only people from those schools who perform and go on to become, you know,
The big
quote
wigs.
unquote. Yeah,
Because
you
I'm
know.
imagining all those people who would have followed their dreams if they were just encouraged. Like, yes, you're in this big school, but still, ukitaka kuwa mwalimu, still you can pursue and be one of the best teachers in this country because you're following your passion.
And I hadn't seen, and then when we were in Form 4, I'm a Form 3, that's when the presenter happened. You remember the presenter?
Yeah. The audition.
The audition. There was a guy from our school called Kome, and he had dreadlocks and he was on the presenter. And I was like, maybe it's starting to happen. Maybe it's beginning to happen. You know, I don't know if it's still in the media space right now, but that action of seeing Abu Sherian on on national TV doing something artistic, media related, for me was like, yes, hata sisi tunaweza.
Tunaenda hapo hivyo. Nice. So joining this industry is hard if you don't have a mentor. Did you have one?
I did not have a mentor. I can say I was very privileged. Very extremely privileged nikianza hii safari in the industry, because like I told you, that show I could have missed it if I had listened to their concerns and worries about my leg.
Yeah.
But I just went to perform because I love to perform. And then I got that contact from Ronnie. Follow that up, start doing set books, start meeting people. And then now when I stopped doing set books, when I got into the public play space now, it was through an audition. But how did I know about this audition? You know, just hanging around the Kenya National Theatre, meeting people, getting to know what's happening. Because when I traveled for one term, and then I had what they're
Realization.
called. Yeah, I had expectations as well, and realistic expectations. You know, you're young, you're hot-headed, you're seeing people are earning from TV and whatnot, so you're thinking hata set books ni the same, and then una find tunangangana huko, si ndio? And then, but you know, it's sikuwa tu nimepevuka. So I dropped in frustration after a term. What the hell, you know? So after that, nikaenda kufanya ICDL. After I think 2 packages, I was like, this is not. So just started hanging out at the Kenya National Theatre. An audition came along. Play ilikuwa inaitwa Black Maria Stripper. Black Maria Stripper is a play written by Monene Wamombi. It was directed by Joseph Murungu. I got the role and the audition. That's when now I came face to face with the audition process. And the crazy audition it was. And then you look at the people you're up against, you hear their stories, they've been doing this for how long.
Then inakuintimidate.
You're intimidated, but you just go in there, you perform. We did the show, I got reviews, some Yeah, some like, hey guy, you're still acting like you're Drama Fest High School, you know. And some are like, well, so from there now I realized there are acting styles. Yeah. And each style has its place. And then after that show, I actually went to law school for a year. Nikiwa law school bado, nikaenda audition.
So which university?
UON.
So you went to School
Parklands.
of Law.
I went to School of Law, UON Parklands. In March of 2008, I go for an audition. And then a few days after my birthday, second audition, I get the call back. And I got the role with Festival of Creative Arts. At the time, the biggest theater outfit around, because they used to do even 2 shows in a weekend.
Yeah.
Kuna show in a run was KNT, ingine Alliance.
Yeah.
So I got a role. So I'm going, and then the how I knew about the FCA auditions, I had gone to watch a play. Now after my frustrations, I decided, okay, wacha nikuwe fan. So I used to go for every FCA show, Heartstrings shows, Phoenix. So mi naenda tu. Siku moja niko kwa desk. I'm waiting to pay for my ticket and my date's ticket. Derrick Amunga, the late Derrick Amunga.
Yeah.
The things this guy.
Are we talking about the same Derrick?
Derrick Amunga,
Master
the late
Sugu.
Master Sugu. Yes, Master Sugu. He sees me hapa kwa line. He's like, hey, Bush, what we present. That's the play we had done in high school. And also, Pia, I would love to say that our high school director, Peter Onyancha, really changed our mindset about approaching drama, not just as drama, but as something beautiful, a beautiful story. This is performance, you know.
Yeah.
And so he told me, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, niko tu. He's like, kesho, Monday, come, kuna audition. So I go for an audition. The reason I say I feel that nilikuwa very privileged is because of the universe, God, whoever kept bringing people my way.
The right people your way.
People my way, just at the right time, you know. So we start rehearsals. The show was in 2.5 weeks.
Damn.
Sawa. So you've been thrown in the deep, yani because 2.5 weeks. You're like, I'm new. Cast ilikuwa watu 5. 2 of us were new.
Yeah.
3 were
veterans.
But you're still like, God. Sisi wenye wa new, we are the drivers of the story.
Hey, you have to deliver.
The conflict that comes from this, that, what was her name? That chick, I forget her. She didn't pursue arts. I forget her. Anyways, so during that audition process, rehearsal process, they knew I was in law school, especially Amunga.
Yeah.
Then one day, Amunga hajaniona, ananiona rehearsal kila siku. He's like, we were coming from Alliance, tulikuwa hapo na Kumat Lifestyle, I remember. He's like, do you still go to Kole, ama? And then I answered, I remember this. I said, spasmodically. Because I said that because spasmodically was a line in the play. So I used it and he understood that. Okay. And then maze, I used to miss cut. Kuna cut.
Which totals up to your main.
Naongea na lecturer.
Excuse
me. Ndio niende rehearsal. Hata si show. Rehearsal. So nikakaa nikajiuliza really.
You'll have
Bona
to
niko
defer.
kuwili. So mimi na law school.
So uliquit ama ulidefer?
Quit. Kambia Fox. I told my dad, yo, niaje usilipe fee. He was about to pay for fee a second year. I was like, relax kwanza. He's like, why? Like, no, I want to do this. Of course, he was like, what? Yo, his logic was finish, and then you can pick it up later. Finish low, and you can pick it up later. In hindsight, maybe, but at the time, this is all I wanted to do.
But Dad was like, this should be your backup plan. Just in case acting doesn't work, you're a lawyer.
Lakini saa mimi kutoka kitambo mi historia plan B mi sijui. Either nikufe na plan A ama hizi zingine kama ziko si plans.
I like your guts.
Ni virudu za kusaidia maisha kuendelea. plan B. So mimi nilikuwa like, because in my head mimi niko za nimeona nyota yangu. Najua itanichukua muda,
but I will get there.
Ila niko tayari kuvumilia na kukazana. So ndo sasa ndo nika get deep into it, you know, performing, and then I got into stage management. In 2010 I went back to set books.
Okay.
Because you know, the scene started shifting. FCA started doing plays that need older actors. So najifind out of work nini. So siku moja nikapata na Roni, nilikuwa nakaa tu yenyewe nimecharara. Akaniambia wacha ujinga. Usikufe njaa Nairobi. Kuja tupige shughuli. By then her group had grown. She had actually started her own group, Pambazuka. Yeah. It had grown. It was doing much better than 3 years before. And so she's like, pesa haijiandikangi imetoka wapi hapa? So usijione ati uko kwa public show huwezi rudi kwa set book. Sawa. Utalala njaa? Niko like Z. Sawa. So I went back to do set books. Nikiwa katika hiyo harakati, one day hatuna show, I'm out clubbing, nilikuwa Habesha nakumbuka. So I'm coming from the washrooms. Who do I meet kwa corridor? Nasigidhenji. We had met 2 years before kwa series ilikuwa inaitwa Guy Center. It ran on NTV.
I think NTV, yeah.
Yeah. For I don't know how many seasons, but I was there for only 2 seasons. And so she's like, hey, what's up? Yeah. So she's like, by the way, tulikusengenya, we're talking about you. I was like, you and who? She's like, I'm working with Mombi Kaigwa. She's looking for a stage manager. Your name was you were recommended, and guys seem to be in agreement that, yeah,
you're good for the job.
It was a Saturday night. Mimi nakumbuka tu nikienda niko like Mombi Kaigwa. Arts Canvas to Rubaiza Mombi Kaigwa legend. Kwa hii industry she might call. Okay, so mimi nimengoja. Sunday namkia simu ya Mombi Kaigwa. And she's like, okay, I've heard about you. Yeah. She's like, we have a show today at where? In Babadogo. Are you able to come? I'm like, yeah, mimi naishi hapa Kasa. So I go, I see the show they are doing, and I was blown. Yani. The show was called Kigezindoto. It was a fusion of narration, oral narrative, African music and drums. Yani boyo kulikuwa kuna chezo wa ngoma.
Africanacity.
Man. And that's when I met people like Mkamze Chao Mwatela, Harun Dubi, Ruth Maingi, Mombi Kaigwa herself, because she had a piece, as she had a solo. And you know the stillness that was in Mombi during performance. That was the first time it hit me that what we do is spiritual. You know, because it was... The show was about healing.
Yeah.
The show was about healing, and we traveled. There were three legs of the show. I missed the first leg. Why? When I was confirmed as stage manager, I remember I was
You're still on
traveling.
set books.
Yeah.
And you cannot just uproot and move on.
So me, I was like, this is a dilemma. I'm like, okay, I am committed huku kwa Roni. Na kwa setbook world, it's as easy as saying, yo, I've got something bigger.
Yeah.
Asanteni sana. Hakuna, there will be no love lost. You watapigia tu mwelusi mwingine. They understand career progression.
Yeah.
But in 2008, during my second show with FCA, which sikuwa nimekastiwa, sikuwa nimepatiwa kazi yoyote, but I was like, I've done one show. They've not cast me in the next. Nisipokaa machoni mwa hawa watu, watanisahau.
Yeah.
So I volunteered to be whatever, KYM, Kadayamoko, Nitumeni, whatever.
Kadayamoko.
Yeah. Na during that show, tulikuwa na Godfrey Odhiambo was one of the actors.
Godi Malund.
Yes, Godi Malund. Sa Godi Malund nilikuwa nimemeet.
Godi Malund guy to a nickname.
Ndio watu wamkumbuka kuna magodi kadhaa kwa industry. So during that show, hiyo show nimesahau inaitwa nini. But during rehearsals za hiyo show, Godi got a call. You remember that time he was
a big wig. Yani
he was big.
Oh, he was big.
So Godi gets a call. He's like, tunakutaka for advert, shoot your advert. He's like, dates, anaambiwa dates. Hizo dates zilikuwa zina clash na si show, technical rehearsal.
Aha.
Godi ile pesa alikuwa na, he was being offered for the advert and what he was getting kwa show.
I swear ali up and
zilikuwa
go.
Zilikuwa kidogo.
Zilikuwa
the difference was big.
Oh, the margin was small.
The margin was, no, it was
substantial.
It was substantial. But Godi told them, your time niko committed, niko na technical rehearsals.
I was already booked for the show.
I can just up and leave people 2 days to the show.
Yeah.
So he was like, thank you, but no thanks. And I was like, dude, umeachilia hiyo do yote
for the craft.
He's like, acha nikuambie Mwaura, kama ni yako. Na siku yako ikifika, hata ufanye nini ama watu wengine wafanye nini,
ni yako.
Fika. So I learned early on about keeping your word and being firm. If you have said yes to something, say yes fully. So sasa hii dilemma ya Mumbikaigo na Roni. So I was honest with Mumbikaigo. I told her at the moment napiga shughuli fulani hadi hii time fulani. She's like, okay, your time we will be in Rift Valley for the first leg. But she hadn't worked with me.
So it was the play was going countrywide.
Yes, was going countrywide. And then for the second leg,
starting
we were to cover the first leg was in Rift Valley.
Okay.
Mostly. Although we still went back to the Rift Valley on the third leg. So the first leg, she told me, you know what? It's fine. I'll have one of the actors stand in as a stage manager, and then you can join us on leg 2.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Very understandable.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. So nikamalizana na set book, nikamaliza performances, and then now I started traveling with these guys. And my performances. Yes, me the stage manager, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching. So we traveled to the Kenyan coast. Kwa tulianza Machakos, tukaenda Kilifi. We covered Lamu, Mombasa, and then we went to Tanzania. In Tanzania, uko ndo niliona yani ukubwa wa sanaa.
Hey, they appreciate it more.
Man, misa kudanganya, we would perform in a village. In a village, Bagamoyo. And everyone would come. Ngoma zilikuwa zinachezwa, the dramas were, there was a lady called Pendo from Tanzania. She's from the Zawose family. Zawose family is a very famous musical family from Bagamoyo. Pendo, there was Chagala. Sasa Pendo alikuwa na ngoma fulani. There's a drum called djembe.
Yes.
You know the djembe? Sasa djembe ni kubwa. Asili yake ni Senegal. Sasa pia alikuwa na djembe ndogo. Na djembe normally ngozi yake ni ya swara ama mbuzi. Sasa swara ukinani swara utashikwa. Sambuzi ndo iko karibu. Sasa yake ilikuwa special. Ilikuwa djembe ndogo ndio. Lakini ngozi yake ilikuwa ya burukenge. Burukenge mnyama wa porini lazima upate barua.
Yes.
So she would get a license from the Tanzanian government and from the Kenyan government for her to carry that drum around. And then there was Willy Rama. Willy Rama was from the coast. Yani Mrabai, alikuwa kwa mbumbumbu, but he was really good also on the djembe. And then we had Aizo Anyanga. Anyanga was another one, yani he's now in Germany. And then Chagala was on the lead. Bunde from Luoland. They would perform solo ya dramas, especially in Tanzania. Audience ilikuwa inapagawa.
Damn.
Audience inapagawa. And then I used to watch Pendo when she's drumming alikuwa anaweka hiyo ngoma yake hapa katikati ya mapaja, anaishika vizuri, thick thighs save lives. Anacheza boyo anakuambia
thick thighs save lives
everywhere, yeah, because she gave us life with that drum anakuambia.
Okay. Okay, sawa.
Sasa you would watch her, you can't tell which hand is leading. Amefika point amefunga macho, wote the drummers wamefunga macho and none is missing a beat. Madredi tu ziko huku zina, most walikuwa na dread ziko tu huku. You are there, it's a spiritual experience because the thing that's happening, watu wengine kwa audience mtu anasimama tu hata si ati anacheza, ni kama tu something is in him, anazunguka tu, yani za kwao zimemshika.
Za kwao zimemshika.
So me after that when we came back to Kenya, I was like, thank you Mombi for this, but I am done stage managing.
I need to be now on stage.
I need to be on stage constantly. I called Abuto and Mbeki. Abuto Eliud was producer for FCA. Mbeki Mwalimu was production manager. I was like, yo, guys, kama hamnipi kazi ya kuact, mi sitaki kazi ya kustage manage. I am done with stage management because what I experienced, I want that. I want that. More of that. So yeah, so now kakuwa ni
on to stage manager, now to be a performer.
Yeah, but then same year 2010 I find myself in KU. Where I met Daddy Mato. No, Daddy Mato only met before. Funny enough, when I started co industry, people would come up to me and they would be like, "Kona bro naitwa Daddy." And then he was then Daddy Mato. Anaitwa Mato. Mato, Martin Githinji. Funny enough, if you look at my photos then nikianza sijui saa hii ni mihadarati ama nini nimenifanya. We tulikuwa tunafalana mbaya na Mato. Hadi when we met the first time at KU, we met tukifanya hiyo play hiyo Black Maria strip tulipeleka KU. We met and we were like, dude, yo, is yao bro.
Mato,
yo.
Hizo picha hizo.
And so tulikuwa wapi?
So now you're from being a stage manager. And sasa uko front stage.
Nataka kuperform.
Yes. And talking about theater, you have done a lot of plays than screen.
Yes, yo.
Was it something intentional? You decided, you know what, I'm going to be the theater guy and not the screen guy. Was it just, did it just happen?
Thank you for that question. It is dear to my heart. When I got my first experience on to do some screen work with the Guy Center, Mary Megwe was the director. And then during that time, I met a guy called, what's his name? He passed away the other day. Sir Jacob Otieno. Jacob Otieno saw me perform one day and he came to me and he was like, I see it, but it's very raw. It needs, you need to work on your craft. Otherwise, you'll just be another talking head actor.
Yeah.
You know, and he held my hand. He started giving me books. He introduced me to method acting. He introduced me now to these techniques. He introduced me to Stanislavski. He introduced me, and then I told him I have an interest in writing. He also got me a book, Fundamentals of Writing, Screenwriting 101. And I remember a line I still live by this day from that book was, write whatever it is or do whatever it is because you're getting the shit out of the system. You know, it's like digging for gold. You will, before you get to the gold, utafikia other minerals pia. Madini mengine utapatana nayo. Yeah. Ila, is it the copper you want? Is it the whatever you want? Is it the whatever? Ama you're going for the gold? So he made me understand how the stage shapes actors. And I had seen it. I knew what I felt when I watched Drew on stage. I knew what I felt when I watched Kinapendo. And so, my first screen experience, I didn't feel like Jacob Otieno was also in the project.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like it stretched me. I didn't feel like I've grown. you know. And I start
You
doing
didn't feel like
research.
you belong here.
Yeah, man. I'm just coming. I do my lines. Ni sawa, go
And then
home.
screen is chilled.
Yeah.
You don't have to exaggerate.
But there's also a science to
yeah.
it's. In
It's
the
not
beginning,
as easy,
it is not.
but it's chilled.
It is not as easy because pia ukumbuke kwa screen, you may not have had enough time with that script. Ukumbuke stage before nikam kuperform, nimerehearse.
Yeah.
Hii kitu niko nayo hivi sawa na niko stage tu na actors wenzangu. But when you are on set, ona tu is set ndogo hivi. Lazima nikue aware ya camera, lazima nikue aware kama light inanipata, lazima nikue. Yani there's so much going on. Science ya screen acting by the way ni crazy. Ni crazy. So for me it was deliberate. Nilisema nitaka stage niive juu ndio shule yangu. Kenya hatuna shule za maana za acting.
Hakuna.
So mimi niliamua ndio shule yangu. Ndio shule yangu and I was privileged to keep acting with great performers. Kina Jackie Nyaminde, Will Broder. Kina the late Sam Otieno, kina Amunga, kina Mbeki, kina Francis Amos, kina Miss Morgan. Yani so many I got it early on. Niliwork na watu. They made me understand that craft before everything and it takes time.
Yeah.
Unasikia mtu asikia Charles Bukeko, it took him 30 years before I get out. I'm like 30, okay, ni sawa. Alafu unasoma story ya Morgan Freeman, unasikia he got into Hollywood when he was 55. You're like
why am I in a hurry?
You know. So it was very, very deliberate. And sometimes I would go for auditions. Sometimes I would be called for stuff and I'm like, I would give a bullshit excuse, but I just knew not I felt ni sipo eva enough. Boyo kuna kitu mimi usema, sometimes as actors or performers, things happen for you. Kismat. Things happen for you. You're on a good run. And then you get a project
like that, just luck on your way.
Yeah, you know, and because there's an element of luck at mimi in my life, in my journey, I can say hizo moments you haven't planned for nini, something good, it's all that. And then you get a project that needs the real actor juice from you. And you get exposed.
Yeah.
Because you haven't been working on it.
Yeah. Especially when you've been doing a lot of supporting, and then now you're the main.
The main,
all your anchors, hakuna. Zote zimetolewa.
Hakuna. You exposed div.
Yeah.
Kila mtu alikuwa anajua wewe ni mnoma. Na si ati wewe si mnoma, wewe ni mnoma.
But bado haujafika.
Bado ni juu tu hauja take time ku grow your craft ifike your place yenyewe. Yenyewe sasa ukiangushiwa hicho kikubwa unaimega tu.
Yeah.
So it was very, very deliberate. Nakumbuka hadi I was getting I would call them the delegations. A producer wants to work with me, gets to calls me and I'm like no. Afu anatuma mtu fulani uliza Bilal kwa nini hataki TV. Hebu muulize kwa nini. I mean, I was like mazee, one TV is good, especially if you're on a series that's long running, utashiba, utanini. But yeah, it can spoil you.
Usahau kuhustle.
Usahau craft.
Craft.
Usahau craft can spoil you, usahau craft. Because I've been on stage with people who have been away from the stage for a while. They started on stage, amefanya screen for so long. Amekam ni kama amesahau. Na nimesema mnoma ulikuwa unamsikia, you know. And it's that it can make you lazy. You know, it's happening. Tenda set, ndashika lines.
Life is just easy.
Life is easy. Ati kipindi iko na contract ya miaka 5. Man. See, you know.
Gomoka.
Yeah, man. But I knew and for me I used to get so pissed when people would say, there's a day I saw a poster at the Alliance and I nearly are you a stage actor looking to step up? into TV.
So they were clowning the stage.
Yeah,
you go down.
I was like, it's not a step up, bro. It's just a different platform.
Yes.
It's just a different platform. It's not a step up. It's not a step up.
So how long did it take for you refusing these screen jobs mpaka ukaanza? How many years? Mpaka ukaanza kuagree?
The first yenye niliagree vizuri ilikuwa 2015. Nilifanya trade center na Zamaradi. Gatonye Victor Gatonye is, for me, he's
dope director.
Victor Gatonye and Carol Coach Odongo, for me wako pale because their approach to art is holistic and it's for them, watu wawili naweza sema, for them it's not about the ego. For them it's about art.
Yeah.
It's for the service of art. So tukafanya trade center
2015
and then I went back to...
When did you do Guy Center? 2007?
2008 mwanzo 2008 hii sasa ni 2015 but hapo katikati nilikuwa nimefanya short films za shule. Short films with Jacob Otieno, amazing writer, amazing director. Najua Too Early for Birds. The theater series.
Oh yeah, Too Early for Birds.
Too Early for Birds. And only direct the first, how many? I think 3, 4. And a guy called Patrick Kyoko. And it is in KU actually where now I started appreciating film. But serious film.
Because hujasema ni nini ulikuwa umeenda kufanya KU?
Okay, sasa nilienda kusoma hii vitu nafanya. Theater Arts and Film Technology. Shida tu ilikuwa moja.
Usiniambie ukumaliza.
Sikumaliza, nilidrop out over 2 years. I'm a serial dropout.
As a serial dropout.
However, boyo, mimi nimeenda KU 2010. Sawa? Nimetoka industry.
Yes.
Niko theater ndio, but niko in touch pia na vitu zina happen film. Uko stage na wase wanatoka set ndo wakuje rehearsal. Actually, most of the time I would find that, most of the time, not always, but most of the time I would, especially in FCA, I would find that I'm the only one who is just doing this. Mtu ako radio na hii, mtu mwingine ako TV na hii, mtu mwingine ako shambani na hii. But it was okay. So, man, tulikuwa wapi?
Si sasa uko KU.
Niko KU nasoma Theater Arts and Film Technology. Mazee nimeenda hivi, it was still a new course. You were the second intake.
Yeah.
So bado equipment, sijui nini, pia lecturers, pia nini. So mazee would sit up on because why am I here? You know. Napa niko hapa nafunzwa na PD 175 camera. Mazee nimeacha. Before I went to KU, I had been on a rehearsal with the guy who dropped out of a show, and we all understood him because he had gotten an opportunity to work with the red camera when he just got into the country. You know,
first one in the country.
The first one. Sawa? So red ndio hii ameambiwa yo ni aje. So akatu explain. And I remember everyone before even he finished explaining was like, yes,
just
dude. Enda uhandle hiyo kitu. You know. And so kulikuwa disparity. And then, you know, for me, boyo, I also have a scholarly mind. But my thinking is different. I believe, and I thought that's what I was going to get. I believe that bless you. Mina amini.
Yes, you have a scholarly mind. We take it from there.
Yeah, and for me, I believe that academia should inform industry and help industry to take their whatever it is they are doing to the next level, because academia in uni or whatever schools, institutions of higher learning, that's where we should be doing research into new stuff.
Yeah, we
shouldn't be playing catch up at the institutional level. No, the industry should be playing catch up with our research.
Yes.
But sasa it was skewed. It was the other way around. Shule wako a decade behind, man.
Imagine even now most media school, you find guys who are really dope in camera work, production, and all that. They have learned it online. Because now this is what is happening now.
Exactly. You need to keep up.
This is the camera I need to use.
Yeah.
This is the style I need to shoot.
Yeah.
Ukienda huko kwa lectures, you could get 2 papers. You know, there's nothing here for me, but I have to get that paper in case I'm working and all that, which is really sad.
It's really sad, but pia unaelewa ile place tuko as a society. It's gonna take time.
Yeah. Back to you, system ulikuwa unasema.
This crazy papers.
Yeah, itaisha
but ita take time, mimi nakwambia. Bado iko, bado ni crazy, bado iko sana. And I was like, kulikuwa na ile show fulani ya It's Not Homework. It's not homework. And then I'm in campus, I'm thinking, papers. I'm here for papers. There must be something else, not papers. So this something else is what? So even in KU, I would miss class so many times. At the time also nilikuwa na direct State House Girls drama. So man, me na hata class niende kutrain watu because hiyo inanipatia fulfillment. Because I'm about staka mahali kasi feel.
Yeah. You don't love it, you live it.
That's t-shirt. Tunaziuza ngapi?
300.
Yeah, 300. Ai hapana, hiyo ndiko pair.
So now you have done a lot of auditions, and I want you to give advice to upcoming actors on how to ace an audition.
One, auditions are a necessary evil. Auditions are your best friend, and I mean best friend because a best friend is someone who gives you the good and the bad, right?
Yeah.
That said, auditions, squeezy, at least kuna 2 types of auditions. Due to the current pandemic and whatnot, you may be told to do a monologue or whatever, an introduction video, whatever. You might be called in for a physical audition. For both of them, yes, the approach may be a bit different, but for both of them, the first thing is, are you prepared?
Okay.
Are you prepared? Let's say umeambiwa uchukue monologue. Don't just pick any monologue. Musema safaris zetu sote ni tofauti, and the beauty about art is this is the space where really unajua ukienda kwa carpenter, dimensions za hii meza ni zile. Ukipatia carpenter mwingine the same dimensions, ama kama mtu angalie hivi anaweza estimate na kuleta the same. Yani uko za hata ku replace hii, it will take you a few days to realize, haya, this is a bit new, you know. But with art, everyone can create their own style. So one, know yourself. By knowing yourself, how does this help you? So you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. Kwa audition monologue, hautaki ku-expose weaknesses zako.
No.
Hizo utawork on before. Remember, these guys have thousands of tips
to
watch. So if yours doesn't capture their attention in the first 3-5 seconds, inaweza kosa go through. So be prepared. Pick a monologue that nanis your strengths.
That favors your
strengths. Show them exactly what you got. And then of course una record either na camera ama na simu. Get to simu unaonekana poa.
Clarity is important.
Clarity is extremely important, especially for screen acting. Kuna kitu inaitwa eye acting. Especially if the lighting should really bring that out, because today's camera sometimes zimefika in 8K.
Yes.
Ama tuchukue 4K.
Ina show pose.
4K ina show pose. Sawa?
Yes.
Pose. Kumaanisha you don't have to
already isha over amplify.
Exactly. So your eyes now are the ones that speak. Kuna director naitwa Likarion Wainaina. I got this gem from him. Likarono inaina siku moja alituambia, tulikuwa at the Phoenix before it closed down. Tulikuwa hapo after rehearsal. He said the camera does not record images. It records energy. Hiyo kitu ilinitatiza for a while. Ulinifanya hivi ilinitatiza for a while. But then I was like, yeah. And what is energy? Energy ni kitu inatoka ndani yako.
Yeah.
And how sai siku hizi tunavaa mask. But tukimit na wewe ataka tumevaa mask, you smile at me, I'll know you
just know, yes.
I'll see it in your eyes.
Yes.
Yeah? Without seeing the smile.
Yeah.
So that's it. Tulia in your performance so that all that energy comes through your eyes. And this is a lesson I had gotten but I didn't know it was. Ronnie nikianza aliniambia uko na macho powerful. Uko na macho powerful. And that's something I keep getting. And for me ni hiyo unaichannel so that it comes out through your eyes. Let your eyes burn with whatever emotion it is yo. So be prepared. Pick a monologue that favors you. Make sure clarity unaonekana. And then usitosheke na take moja.
Like do several then compare.
Do several. Jitoe wewe inaitangwa third person whatever experience have an out of body experience. Ndio nasema hiyo audition ni your best friend. Utaweza kujiambia ukweli before uitume. Jiambie ukweli. And if you are handicapped in kujiambia ukweli because some of us are get someone.
Give a friend to tell you the truth.
Or give a mentor.
I'm someone to just speak it for you.
Yes.
They don't have to tell you why.
Yes.
If you're really sensitive,
because that pia an artistic and be sensitive. What I feel sana. Can I feel mbaya sana. Rejection kwa artist ni anyways. So do that. If you can find you admire an actor, msumbue akatae. Muulize niache. Naweza kutumia hii unipatie pointers 1 2 and then and at the moment I am doing that for some people. And the other day there was an audition call. Not really haikuwa open. I know I'm a casting director so I went mazee kitu na cast ni long running man. Mimi niko na upcoming kadhaa they would like to hata wapatie tu extra. And he was like waambiwa fanya monologue. Wana pia kawa anaweza pata role. So I reached out, kuna wenye wali respond. And so what we did ni before atume hiyo monologue tunaipitia. Wengine tulifanya hata take 6-7. And it was such a beautiful na already kuna wengine wameanza kupata hizo calls. Mimi nilikuwa nadhani na wa front 4 at extra. Just to get to a foot in, a place at the table and then but it's not that they're not actors. They're actors ni vile hawajapata chance or whatever. Yeah. And then when you go for a physical audition, it may be closed, it may be open. Whatever it is, kutakuwa na watu around. Of course umeenda prepared maybe na monologue or what, maybe umetumiwa sides. And if kama umetumiwa sides ni a section of the script that you're going to perform. Kama umetumiwa man, create a backstory ya umse. Create a character around him. Don't just go to say lines. Don't walk into that audition as yourself. Create that backstory. Know this person kabisa. You had time with it. Na kama umeenda umeipata on set, it's fine. Zero pressure. We end up have fun. Lakini the thing I always say about physical auditions, actors, be extremely selfish with your time. Extremely selfish with your time. Hii ni audition. One strike, hit or miss. Hit or miss. If you go into that audition room, kama bado inaitwa nini? Kuna mind na hii nyingine inaitangwa subconscious mind. Huko nje umekuwa ukipiga story.
Yeah.
Umekuwa ukipiga stories za whatnot, everything and it is okay, it is fine. Catching up nini hiyo banta imesip kwa subconscious yako.
Yes.
Iko hapo ina wreak havoc na mind yako. Sometimes hata unasahau line si hadi juu haukuwa nayo, ni juu umejiwe kama vitu mingi ya necessary kwa kichwa. Yo, after audition mtakuwa na time before uingie kwa ile room. Wacha wakuite mtiaji. Lakini where you know why you're there. An audition is, and it's a scary thing.
It is scary.
Man. It's scary. Auditions, you know, so you need to be fully prepared and be in that state. It's you to ati umefikiwa unatafutwa sijui
ulienda wapi. Yani wewe side shows zimekuwa more than the real thing.
After audition unataka kulambana na watu hapo nje, unataka kufanya whatever, nyifanyeni, but before your audition be selfish with your time. That's what I always say. Kaa kando. Kana huyo msee akuingie. Yeah.
Now you were also one of the main characters kwa 40 Sticks. A very dark movie in terms of the theme. Was it hard derolling from that character?
Sitakudanganya. Biggie kudiroll from Biggie ilikuwa kazi.
Kwa nini?
Yule kijana aliniingia. At the time I used to stay hapa juu South Sea Rangers Court. So I would be sitting with my boys, we are doing whatever we are doing stasema. And you know, moja maybe nzelia koza oya. We're the actor si Uradi. They used to call me the actor because anirudi si niko hapa. Adizi unaongea funny, una behave funny. And then okay, bado niko na Biggie. For me 40 Sticks ndo ilikuwa the first time niliji-immerse kwa character fully, and everything around me was working to support that. The production elements, it was the first time na work kwa production. I had kunazo kaa hizo where you picked and dropped kwa mlango. It was the first time I did that. I did such a production, and the beauty about that is that inakutolea hizo cares za mazee naenda kupigana na watu wa mat, mazee sijui nani
tachelewa
mazee mtu amekukanyaga umeenda set na madhongo, you know. So all those things, yani kama you and unakujiwa mtaani and immediately unaingia kwa hiyo gari unaanza kufikiria msee. By the time unafika set
when ule msee.
So yani for me 40 Sticks, Biggie, even the audition, it was the first audition I walked, zero arrogance. I walked into it, and after performance I felt nisipopata hii basi sijui
uchawi.
Yeah. But because I was prepared, I had that guy, yani I had him, and it took time to deroll. It took time for Biggie kunitoka, because also Biggie, we were close in age, mina yeye. So the things now I gave him was sasa you're the criminal element of him.
Yeah.
But ni boy tu anapenda raha pia, ni boy tu anapenda life nini. So there were some similarities, but the differences now ndo nilingia ndani yazo kabisa. I remember I decided that he comes from around Keno. I shared that with the director. He's like, cool. So nikaenda Keno, nikasurvey area. It was the first time naenda Keno ati kusimama Keno. Nilikuwa napita hiyo barabara. Nikaenda Keno, nikaona ma area, nikampatia hata home, nikampatia backstory nyingine. It was tulikuwa
you were really invested in building him up.
Yes, because I have to live. I am lending him my body.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. You will see this is me. But I want you to get to a point in the movie where you forget the name Bilal
or Mwaura.
And Mwaura unaona tu big.
Yeah.
Sawa? And that can only come if you now feed his inside. That's why I say for me, shit ni spiritual. For me ni spiritual juu we are spiritual beings, I believe. Na huyu character mwenye anacheza pia ni spiritual being. Ni vile tu hana body.
Yeah.
So nitamlend body yangu alafu nimallow akue, nimallow a displace huyu msee kabisa. And it's mental man. It's mental because your body knows you, your mind knows you, your brain knows you. It knows how you react to situations, to things. And na sasa unaanza sasa kuitrain kureact vitu tofauti vingine. Ni mental, ni gaga, but if you do it right, haitakuwa upside down jaga.
Who are your biggest influences?
My biggest influences to this day are the people I worked with nikianza. Derrick Amunga. I shadowed Derrick Amunga for such a long time. At the time tulikuwa tunafanya mostly bedroom farces with FCA. Most bedroom farces ziko na main character, a couple main character, and then there's always a person who is not directly related to the story. A houseboy, a waiter, a plumber. I used to play those a lot. And Amunga would almost always be the lead. So I would learn. And when he passed away, may his soul rest in peace, I stepped into his shoes. To a point literally. Nakumbuka Mbeki Mwalimu. I keep mentioning Mbeki Mwalimu because she's one of the people who believed in me before I believed in myself. Yeah. And she was like, there's so much Amunga in you. And for me, that day was a joyful day. You know, Derrick Amunga, Andrew Mudhure, because he gave me that first experience. Jacob Otieno, because he held my hand and introduced me to technique. Una need technique kwa kila kitu. Kila kitu kwa life. Si tu sana, kila kitu. Another person who has had a really great influence on my career as an actor and as a writer is Nice Githinji. Nice Githinji has pushed me. She pushed me, and I could say so much about Nice, but my influences ziko around most of my influences. However, in 2018, I think, we performed at Kenya International Theatre Festival. And then I met actors from South Africa. And it hit me how important physical acting is.
Yeah.
I watched an actor called Polo. Polo was 50 when he was performing that piece. Polo was acting like a 21-year-old physically on that stage.
Damn.
I was like, there's something. And we talked, and because my piece was mostly, it was, we performed twice. The first one, a play at Tuhanda. That was that. And then I had a storytelling piece. And most of the storytelling I did, ilikuwa hiyo talking head. And he told me, no, bro, you can do so much more, you know. You can do so much more with your performance. It's good, yes, but, you know, is this all? You know, and he challenged me. It's the first time you're meeting this guy, and he's open enough to build you like this.
Yeah.
And tukienda huko nje, mi nataka kuact kama bro Eddie Gadegi siku moja.
He's good. He's good.
Eddie's good.
Eddie Gadegi. Bro, yuko hapa hivi.
Bro, man. Lakini wacha niseme mi napenda Will Smith. Kwa sababu for me the thing I said, I don't want to be the best actor. That's very, I don't know. But I would like to one day isemekane he's the most versatile actor around. For me that's good.
That's
best good. Sijui best ni nini, but hiyo versatility. Mazee Will Smith atakupigia anything. atakupigia romcom, akupigie action, akupigie
sci-fi hapo hivyo,
sci-fi, akupigie ingine ya juzi ya the Williams. So for me, that's I really want to be known as an actor who can not do it all, but with range. I want to be known as an actor with range.
What is the best part of being an actor?
The best part of being an actor for me is that when I'm performing, I'm not wearing a mask. I am not playing a role. I am that person completely. Huku nje kwa life, there are times you will play a role. You know, kuna times too utasawazisha, you will be politically correct. There, you know, you will balance. But when you're an actor, your situation iko hivyo. Iko hivyo na ndio itokee poa, lazima iko hivyo 100%. So for me, when I'm performing, I am 100% alive. I am 100% human. Yeah.
That's interesting. I never thought of that perspective.
Yeah.
But damn. Yeah. Okay. What do you do to tackle pressure? Hii industry yenu ina pressure mob. How do you sit down, relax?
Naweza sema anything. Kwa interview.
Anything.
Ni kweli industry yetu ina pressure. So one of the things I do, and I don't know how this may sound or look, I try as much as possible kutoka around artists sana.
So kuchill tu na wase wa kawaida.
Kuchill na wase wa kawaida, watu watanikumbusha hiyo ni
job tu. After all is done.
After all is done ni job, kwa sababu mkiwa wasanii tu you're hanging around artists, there's a danger ya kuchochana, na unatoka hapo ukifeel elevated, ukifeel ni kama
ni artist.
Man, mimi unajua mimi, you know, I've been somewhere with an actor, the person serving them didn't recognize them, and they were like,
feel offended.
Ati he had been there once. Unikumbuki na ujeni hata mahali. You know, and I'm thinking hapana, relax. Si lazima tujulikane, si lazima, you know, because I believe hii kazi tunafanya ni kazi tu kama kitu kingine. Mimi, wewe, au watu wamenipisha hapo kwa gate, the president, mliko jua kali, a doctor, nini. The only difference is that our work gets to be seen.
Yes.
You know, it gets to be seen, na tunaweza kugusa mioyo ya watu wengi ambao wanafanya kazi tofauti. So that hiyo kitu ukiwa around, and that's all you're talking about how good you are in a certain show, how good someone else was in nani. So I try really to chill,
like do it and leave it there.
Do it well, leave it there. I walk a lot. For 20, I'm a 420 club member.
Wewe umejoin Robert Agengo?
Robert Agengo. na pia Agengo is one actor whose parts zetu zina cross sana na respect sana. Mumuita champ. Juu especially kwa physical fitness, sidhani kuna actor more physically fit than Oja.
So Agengo alikuwa hapa kasema yeye weeds tu.
Muiva.
So uiva sana.
Ban. Nikiishi South Sea tulisumbuana sana na polisi. But muiva, sinywi pombe. Naiva, na chill, napenda market. Sasa naishi Naivasha Road. Karibu na Ungwaro. Utanipata grao nikiwatch ball. Kajana ilikuwa finali ya ball. I ended up being a cameraman at the event. Hivyo tu kifani. Napenda kukaa na watu wa kawaida. Si hadi sisi watu wa kawaida, but you know what I mean. Kuna mahali artists waga wamewekwa.
Yeah.
Which it's a consequence of what we do and the media and everything. And you can't run away from that reality.
Yeah.
But pia as a human being, as a human being mimi nataka tu niishi na
Chill na
kutembea nikifikiria mimi ni Mwaura Bilal hapana unajua staki so ni bani kana wasee tuongee tu vitu zingine tofauti wazee niende nikule matunda yangu.
Nice. What's your longest running role on stage?
On stage, longest running in what?
In whichever character, per character, not show.
Aha.
Yeah.
Character, I think zenye niliperform sana ni setbook. So Mwelusi is the main character kwa Kifo Kisimani. Kifo Kisimani ni tamthilia yake uguja ananipotea mbona. Atarudi. And Basanio, Merchant of Venice. Kitaka Wamberia mwandishi samahani mkuu. Kitaka Wamberia mwandishi wa tamthilia ya Kifo Kisimani, Mwelusi, which I loved, and Basanio from the Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare. I said those because those are the ones that I really did for a while, right? I would like to talk about one show that really, So, in 2014, we did a play. No, let me go back. In 2007, I watched a play.
Okay.
At the Phoenix. This play was called One for the Pot. On which at the Phoenix, Charlene Wangari, who played Shish kwa Tahidi High, was in it. Kenos, Peter Maragi, Kazungu Matano, and others. Great people. I watched it and I was like, because why? Kenos, Peter Maragi, Kenos played triplets in that show. And
three different characters.
Those are three different characters. Na kila time akiingia stage, how confused ni nani anaingia stage. Sawa. And on top of that, kulikuwa na part ingine, ana cross dress kama auntie ya Hawa, ndio kuwa tupanisha. I watched that play in 2007 and I was like, that's the greatest thing I've ever watched. Fast forward 7 years later, 2014, Abuto Eliud comes to me and he's like, One for the Pot. I'm thinking I'm playing the lawyer or someone. He's like, no, you are triplets. You are the triplets. At first nilimwambia Z.
Umechizi.
Nilimwambia Z, Abudo niliona hii show, Kinosa aliipiga. Hakuna mtu anaweza piga hii show mwingine hii Kenya. Mimi sifanyi. Abudo anamekiwa kaniambia acha ujinga. Umetosha mboga. Umetosha. So nikasema sawa. Kila mtu around me ameniaminia. Sawa, nayo. So we do the play. We start rehearsals. We rehearse. I remember we got to a point where I locked 2 of the 3. Wa kwanza nilicheza Mkamba. Mimi personally as Mwaura, I am shit with accents. Zero. Lakini nipatie character, I'll do it. There's a time we did a play with Jackie Nyaminde, a Nigerian play. Her husband has gone mad again. At the end of one of the shows, some Nigerian guys in the audience walitungoja mimi na Nyaminde kutuliza, are you sure you haven't been if you're not Nigerians? You know. But mimi kama ora, me zero, sijua, I have, your part haiko. Anyways, so tume lock down Mkamba, and then tume lock down the straight one, you know, straight suit nini. And then we were 3. Show inakaribia na sina yeye. Pressure. Nilikuwa nasikia kuchizi. The show was being directed by Mbeki Mwalimu, assisted by Veronica Washeke pia ni mtu wangu.
I think I'm confused. Veronica Washeke, I went to school with her. Veronica Mwaura, hiyo story ni long. Yes.
Lakini bado kuna story.
We know each other. Saini nini? Saini, what do we call, interior decorator.
Yes. She keeps
mix na Washeke was my we're in the same college, and she used to sit in front of me.
pale
East African School of Media. Yes. And Mwaura, we know each other.
Sasa Washke alinisaidia kuget huyo mtu wa tatu sana zaidi, because now Mbeki has to focus on the main play. Hii nani moja. So in the end, and there was suggestion because time inasonga, kulikuwa na suggestions mingi juu watu wanaona pia wanakaa wanaanza kupanic, but hawaniambia wana panic juu bazesh inakaribia. And then we worked on this character ya umse ametoka majuu, because it was about an inheritance. Kubwa sana. So we worked out this guy, and maze nilipiga yo flani hapo. To this day muka hivi nakumbuka the short time it took to get him, and at the end of the show watu watatu walikuwa distinct. Hadi waleo boyo sijawahi kuwa stretched hivyo. It's kitambo ndio.
So it was the most challenging character.
It was the most challenging character I have ever played, man. Triplets. And
I can only imagine.
Ilikuwa crazy, but amazing. Tulikuwa na an amazing crew, an amazing team. Agengo was in the show, Nice Gedenji was in the show, Janet Kirina was in the show, Justin Mirishi was in the show, anaitwa nani, Juma Anderson was in the show.
Juma Anderson.
Yani ilikuwa tu show ingine tamu. Crazy but tamu. Unajua ni zile show unatoka hivi kuchange, unatoka tu unafanya hivi. Kuna watu hapo wako kutoa nguo. Hauna time ya kufanya hivi.
Hauna time.
Sasa wakiwa hapa, we sasa una recalibrate. Unatoa huyu mkamba, unaweka huyu mwingine. By the time wanamaliza kukubalisha hii, hakuna time mada ya kuangalia kama costume iko sawa, una trust iko sawa kama umeingia stage. It was crazy but amazing sana. Yeah.
So what would you say is your strength as an actor?
Guy. As an actor, sijui kitu. Mu approach kila project be fresh. Mu approach na of course at the back of your mind there are things you know. But every project, every character, I tackle him as a new person totally. And I always go, I feel at the moment, for me, the thing that I can call a strength is intangible. Because I believe sahi na feel, sijaget hapo, lakini nimeanza kuget yo spiritual connection na characters wangu.
Okay.
And I believe for me, yondo inafanya niweze embody our characters hivyo. And so coming on the outside, versatility. I am able, bado sijaget ya sauti, and that's something I would like to sound different a lot more than I do. But physically, I am able to transform.
Yes.
And I always tell guys, keep fit. The first thing as an actor, keep your body in a state that ukiambiwa bend hivi,
you can bend.
I was on a shoot there sometime. The director is trying to make an actor bend kiasi to fit the situation, the role, the mood. Msee hawezi. Lakini ni juu hayuko flexible. Si ati hawezi kuwa flexible, ni juu when he's not shooting, he's eating and chilling. You know. Na hii ni pesa ikiingia. Mimi nakwambia pesa ikiingia. Wewe angalia wasali huku nje. Tunapata pesa tunanona. Tunapata pesa sijui tunafanya nini.
Talking about money, you've been on Netflix twice.
Yeah.
How has it impacted you? Umeomoka ama ni sisi tuna assume?
Unajua sasa hizi vitu ziko Netflix one. 46 tulishoot 2019. Actually zote tulishoot 2019. Tulishoot 2019 mwanzo. Ikakuja Netflix 2020 November. Uradi tulishoot 2019. Ni July ama ni July wa mwezi wa 7.
So ulitoka tu 46 ukaingia Uradi.
But hapo katikati nilifanya my first storytelling show which tulienda kuperform Rwanda pia. Gladi Mwende, Kafura, and everyone else ilikuwa inaitwa Random Stories of Kauzi, which funny enough Kauzi is one of my nicknames kutoka utotoni, so it was just like wow. So kuna kitu inaitwa contract. Kuna kitu inaitwa contract, na nitaongelea tu you sign a contract as an actor and know the contract you have signed. So the contract I signed, nililipwa pesa nililipwa after hiyo shughuli. Sawa? And these are things that have been happening in the last tuseme 5 years hivi, but sikuwa rada. Kitu yako inatoka hapa inaenda place nyingine, but wewe ulishalipwa.
Ulipa na rate ya Kenya.
Ulipwa na hiyo rate ya Kenya.
Sasa saa iko in syndication.
Sai iko huko.
Umelipwa royalties.
Sasa that's it. We need to structure our industry in such a way that, because I won't lie to you, it was a one-off. Na sai unless
pesa ilisha 2019
na 2019 actually yote. Now unless I find a way to leverage on the
hype now.
On the hype, which I have an idea about, because I signed a contract and I knew I'm signing a one-off contract. You know,
it
would be stupid. Itakuwa ujinga na utoto. Sasa kwenda kwa producer kumwambia oya,
sasa umeingia Netflix,
mazee nasimamishwa kwa barabara bro, watu wananiangalia viatu nimevaa gani, wewe naingia kwa mara watu wanashangaa oya, juzi nimeenda shop hapo kwa Mweti, anaitwa Mweti, mzee fulani mpoa sana. Dem fulani ananiangalia. Of course najua kwa nini ananiangalia hivyo. Bana jitia hamnazo, kamsalimia habari. Kasalimika. And she was like, ni wewe niliona kwa movie? I was like, aya. Mbona una ngari?
Mbona una ngari?
Nikacheka, but naelewa it doesn't bother me
because you understand their mentality and what is on the ground.
Yes. Lakini pia there's something about kuna huyo upcoming actor mwenyewe. You know, pia it has to make sense pia. You have to live off what you love and do. Kuna upcoming actor
amekuona hivi Netflix,
ameniona yeye sasa anaunganisha kila kitu. Yet to him in today's world uko inamaanisha ni do.
Yes.
You know,
you're living your best life,
you know, now. Tofauti, lakini huyo msee, they need to see that sisi wenye tumewatangulia, we are living off our craft. It is important. It is personally,
as much as it's not there now, but you're living off.
Yes, and it's important. And personally, I'm not into lavish lifestyle and whatnot. Lakini mazee, staki mtoi flani aambiwe ona the people you are looking up to, si wanaishi kwa ufukara. You know, staki mtoto hata mmoja aambiwe hivyo na mzazi wake. And that will be truth that you can't run away from. And of course kuna dynamics mob za life na, you know, all these things. We can have a whole discussion about money and whatnot. But there is need. There is need
there's need for structures.
Yes, there's need for structure. And sai tumepevuka, tumeelewa. Sai platforms vile ziko, na pia producers hawasign na platform moja ati exclusive rights.
No.
Ana sign for a year ama 2 and then ataipeleka mahali ingine.
Because they also need to make money.
Yes.
Who produce your production is a lot of money.
Alitumia do. So sasa tuko
kwa hiyo nae contract match the same.
Exactly. So sasa hapo ndo tuko sasa.
Per platform.
Yes.
Usisign.
Si one off.
Yes. Usijikarange.
So sasa hapo ndo niko like, okay, now going forward, because almost nganya tulifanya ikaenda iFlix. Ikatoka iFlix ikaenda Maisha Magic, sijui East ama whichever. Kidogo imeenda Showmax. Na zote zilitoka do. Lakini wasanii tulisign ile moja.
Ni producer tu.
Unaona? So na mimi siwezi mfold ama siwezi sema yeye ni mtiaji. Yeye ni mwanabiashara. Alijikava.
Aliona mbele. Hata maybe alisacrifice while producing. Akijua the iFlix italipa hii production now.
Exactly.
By the time if you can multi-choice na Showmax, now I have money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so ni tuelewe sote tuko kwa hii biz na biashara ni kuongea na kuelewana.
Yeah.
So and Saina believe nimekam kujua that if they really want you, they'll get you. They'll do whatever it takes to get you. Na hope that I am trusted enough. I hope that producers out there believe that I'm a bankable actor. And so that nikinegotiate kitu kaa hiyo,
they know your worth.
They know that enyewe ikienda hii platform ingine kuna msee ataenda kuwatch hapo juu fala fulani yuko
kwa show.
Yeah. So yeah.
What do you do when you receive a negative review about your performance?
I take it in my stride, but also it gets me thinking a lot. I criticize myself a lot. So when I see it, I'll think about it and try to find kama kuna kaukweli about it ndani yangu. And sometimes I have found it, and sometimes when I realize too, hater ama get off your high horse or something. Yeah, lakini napenda kusikia ni nini hiyo someone thought ingekuwa better. Sometimes I see better, different. Yeah, so yeah, I knew at first kuna hiyo alafu because I understand how important it is. Na mimi napenda ku grow.
At least you take it positively. Most here won't talk to you.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to write a screenplay? Tuseme nimekupea job sai, how long will it take for you to deliver?
Sasa as a writer mina deadlines atupendani.
Kwa nini ampendani?
Atupendani because and that's something I was mwaka umepita nimekuwa in 3 writers rooms which have really helped me to come out of, because as a writer you say I have my way of doing it, and for me my way has been I let the story breathe, it comes when it comes, you know. But then you go to a different writer's room and now you start understanding the value of deadlines, the value of just doing it.
Yeah.
And not waiting for inspiration. That's it. That's the thing, that because I have been the writer that has to have the inspiration. But craft should not wait for inspiration.
No.
You do it and then the juice comes. So there were like 60 minute nanis I delivered in a week, 2 weeks. Yeah. But I'm working now on my solo project. Hizo ndo zinanifunza sasa hiyo
the agency,
the discipline. The discipline of not waiting for inspiration. Inspiration inaweza kosa kukam for 3 months. So sitaandika 3 months.
No, you have to write.
Yeah.
What's your ultimate script to write?
Ultimate script to write. Ama to do.
Yes.
Naweza kuonyesha hicho kitabu. Kiko wapi? Kitabu yangu iko. There's napenda sana Kiswahili na mambo ya Uswahili. Sasa hivi nasoma kwa mara ya pili kitabu kiitwacho Siri Sirini. Siri Sirini kimeandikwa na Rocha, Chimera Mzungu Rocha. It reads like an ancient African Game of Thrones.
I need to get that book.
You know, everything, because I've been thinking about something that can show the richness that was our history, our heritage, and especially the reason I gravitated towards mapenzi kwa Kiswahili ni kwa sababu the day I learned that it is a lie, that we were taught in school that Kiswahili was a consequence of the Arab traders meeting with the Bantu people at the coast.
Yeah. And then that language appeared.
Ikaibuka. Which is total bollocks. Which is a lie. Kiswahili ni lugha asili ya Afrika. Kabla Mwarabu aje, alipata lugha ambayo wakati ule ilikuwa inaitwa Kingozi. And if you go back to history, the Swahili city states, Pate, Lamu, that time Pemba, Faza, kwa nimeona Faza hapa nika smile. Hii block Faza. Faza nika smile. Pate wapi? You go into history and see how vibrant they were, trading with the whole wide world. You know, and this book, Siri Sirini, paints all that. Rocha ndakutafuta baba, ndakutafuta. However long it takes,
you will find him.
I will find him or his handlers, publishers, and we start thinking if it's possible. If it's not, then we just steal the idea and just work something. Because
and just rewrite it to your own understanding.
I'm like, because for me that the grandeur that is our history has been erased. And it mukasirika.
It's really sad.
So for me that. And the other day I was telling someone, najipatia at least 20 years.
Nice.
For that.
We will be here.
Vitabu vitatu sana kwa cha kwanza, nikimaliza niende cha pili na cha tatu.
Do you have a special someone in your life?
Wacha tuseme natunzwa na kuliwaza ifaavyo.
Umeisema na Kiswahili kamili, anatunzwa
na kuliwazwa. No, I am not maybe I'm afraid of commitment, but no, I am not equipped. I feel I am not equipped to be there for someone vile inafaa at the moment. So staki kutesa daughter ya Eve na kumpatia hopes. But watoto wako.
How many kids?
Watoto 4. Kila mtu mamake.
Ikazi
this is the first time I'm saying this.
4 kids, 4 baby mamas.
4 mothers.
Yes, either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now our 4 kids, 4 baby mamas, umesema you're not ready to settle or be with someone. When that time comes, will it be one of these 4 of them in a polygamous situation, ama a totally new person?
Mimi, if I will settle down, lazima iwe polygamous. I am a polygamist at heart. Sitataka niwe na mpango wa kando, nina nyumba ndogo nimeficha. Let's say sijui ila
omba wasikuwa wameenda. By the time you decide move on.
Walishaenda wengine
walishaenda. So possibly a new
one. But I have to say the relationship I have with the mother of the last one, who is only 2 months and something old, not 3 months this month sometime. Kuna understanding too fresh ingine iko na, never know.
Wote mko kwa same wavelength?
Tuko kwa wavelength same. We are not because I don't believe in being in a relationship ati mko na mtoto pamoja. And I have very radical thoughts on the institution of marriage and parenting and children growing up, but this is not the interview for that.
Umesema you're polygamous at heart.
Yeah.
Are you open to polyamory?
Yes, I am. Imagine
in that your women will have their partners, and then you can have other partners.
Imagine me, I am okay.
That is gonna work for you.
I am okay kwa sababu I don't believe in ownership of people.
You can't actually own people.
Lakini
It's a myth.
It's a myth. Lakini a myth that has been needing us so much. Ndio maana tunauana huku nje. Ati kwa nini? Ati mtu wangu amepatikana na mtu wangu. Sawa, tutaitana mtu wangu, tutaitana mind, tutaitana nini hizo zote. Lakini at the back of my mind staki ile dhana ati nimemiliki mtu. Ikite sana ndani ya mawazo yangu. Polyandry, polygamy, zote sawa.
I think that might work with the last one. In that I feel she's not left out.
Yeah.
You like, and I explore and you explore it. Wow, interesting. I like your mind. Lastly, projects we should expect from you this year.
This year, 2022. 2021 tulifanya pilot shoot flani. Trailer imetoka juzi. As I check YouTube inaitwa Hesi. You know Hesi?
It's a?
Hesi is first the name Hesi is legendary in this Nairobi.
Yes, no nafikiria huyo cop. Ni huyo cop.
Ndio huyo cop. So it's a crime drama. It's a crime drama. Ukienda uchekio trailer utanipata na braids za purple. But sasa kihara inakam. So stafanya braids.
Hakuna kifara hivyo. Imagine.
Wallahi.
Bado.
So shoot iko inaanza. That's a project to look out for. And then there's one I won't give details about.
Oh, you're not allowed.
But this I'm not allowed. But this is the one will be the most nani of my life so far. I don't know what to say. Already nanipatia. I used to talk a lot. I used to have meetings with Dorothy Gatuba back in the day. Dorothy Gatuba she's now
one of the bosses at Netflix Africa.
Yeah. And she used to give me advice, and one of the things she told me is don't believe the hype. And also something else. This was in relation to usually the last
projects.
one. Yes,
projects
about
we
projects.
Should be expecting
yes.
This
Oh,
year.
yes.
Yes.
There's a time she asked me, what is that hairy thing you want to do as an actor? Now, this project is that hairy thing for me now. Because it's inaniscare, which is a good thing. Yeah. Pia ita drop this year. I don't know much. I'm not so sure. There's a play I was to do. Sahi, I'm not going to speak about it because maze vitu zina happen.
And then politically, you just never know.
So yeah, those two. I don't know. Others may come along, may not. But Hesi at least unaweza ona YouTube trailer. Yo ingine.
Guys, check out Hesi. I'm going to put the link down.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Of this interview and then
so yo ingine wataanza kuona I'll be putting out workout videos because I'm getting into an intense workout program for that, which will be also the first time I'm doing that for a period,
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting shit.
Thank you so much for coming. Manze ulikuwa extra early.
I love it.
Thank you.
Shukuru sana.
Thank you guys for watching the show. Make sure you subscribe, hit up over your bell button for all the notifications about our post, and I shall see you guys next week.